The magician, the gentle David Charles Samhoon, Al-Sheikh Hosny, superstar Mahmoud Abdulaziz passed away after suffering illness in a hospital at Al-Muhandisin district. Mahmoud Abdulaziz presented a huge number of works, and he flourished since his first appearance in the film of Al-Hafid, or The Grandchild, in 1974. In 1975, he starred in his first main film role entitled Hatta Akhir al-Umr. Mahmoud Abdulaziz also took part in different types of movies. For example, he presented spy movies like A'dam Mayyit and comedy movies like Ya Azizi Kullina Lusus and الشقة من حق الزوجة. Of course, of his most memorable movies are Al-Kit Kat, العار،
الملاحة والملاحة وحبيبتي ملوة الراحة، حصر علينا حصر علينا، ملاحة والملاحة حبيبتي ملوة الراحة.
جري الوحوش.
الله يخرب بيت الدواء. جدتي بقت أجزخانة، وانا اللي عمري ما بلعت اسبرينة.
يا اخي فرفش فرفش تخف.
نقطني مسكاتك. مش خلاص خدت اللي انت عايزه؟ ما تسيبني بقى ادبر حالي مع الدكتور.
اطمن يا عبد القوي، انت صحتك زي البومب.
ابوس ايدك ابوس ايدك، اتصل بالدكاتره زملاتك اللي في مصر واسالهم.
اسالهم عن ايه بس؟
القرد لسه بيتنطط.
الكيف as well as other unique works.
يا قفا، ما هو ده التجديد. طب انا راضي ضميرك. عمرك سمعت اياتها حد جاب سيره القفا في اياتها غنوه؟ لا، كلهم يا اخويا بيغنوا لي على العيون والرموش والبق والشعر، مع ان القفا ده مهم جدا.
معاك حق، هو القفا دايما مظلوم مع انه بيتحمل كتير قوي في الزمان ده. بحبك يا ستموني مهما الناس لموني.
فقدنا فنان موهبة كبيرة وكبيرة جدا جدا، وأظن إنها مش هتتكرر.
We lost a huge talent that won't occur again. Mahmoud Abdulaziz had a unique and clever technique in choosing his roles. We can't forget his role as Al-Sheikh Hosny in Al-Kit Kat, and his role in Ra'fat Al-Haggan and A'dam Mayyit, as well as a huge number of other works. He was a really great actor.
فنان عظيم بكل معنى الكلمة.
He was a very dear actor who was close to all of our hearts. May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. We lost a very dear man.
هو كل تاريخ حياته كان حب ومودة.
His life was full of love, art and laughter, and he managed to present all roles in cinema, television and theater. He was once in a lifetime actor.
المسرح والسينما والفيديو.
برافض. المفاجأة هتبقى.
One of the most important TV series in the career of Mahmoud Abdulaziz was Ra'fat Al-Haggan, which was a hit and which had left a mark in the history of the Egyptian intelligence. Years later, he presented several other prominent TV series like Mahmoud al-Masri, Bab al-Khalq, and his most recent work was Ras al-Ghul, which was presented in the holy month of Ramadan 2016.
ابني، عارفة يعني ايه ابني؟ عمري كله عشته محروم منه، مستكترة عليا اروح اقابله في طوب راجل غلبان.
Mahmoud Abdulaziz left our world and he'll be buried in his birthplace in exile. Works will forever be. Nada Rabia, reporting for Nile TV International.
في يوم هنتعرض كلنا امام الواحد القهار وهيسألنا على اللي عملناه في دنيتنا دي. بلدنا حلوة يا اخوانا، حرام عليكم يا اخوانا، حبوها حبوها يا اخوانا.
Welcome back, and in this segment we will be talking about the cultural heritage of Egypt. And Egypt is rich in its cultural heritage, it's rich in its handicrafts. We have the Pharaonic cultural heritage, then of course the Greek, the Roman. After that we have the Coptic as well, in addition to of course the Islamic or the Arabic cultural heritage, and all these give Egypt a special cultural identity reflected not only in our traditions but also in our handicrafts and art. And today, to shed more light on some of the aspects of Egypt's cultural heritage and art, with me Dr. Mohamed Hosny, and he is a researcher of cultural heritage. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hosny, and welcome to Nile Cruise. Of course, as we can see, you are a researcher of cultural heritage, and in this Cairo Film Festival, you are exhibiting that beautiful culture in many ways. Tell us about your participation here in the film festival or in the Opera House. Well, let me, if I can call it, because the Opera House is celebrating the 38th Cairo Film Festival. So that would be also a great opportunity for you people, if you're not participating in the festival, that the audience and guests of honor would come and take a look over our products, beautiful products.
Okay, let me start by saying that maybe I'm not participating directly in the Cairo Festival, Film Festival, but I'm very interested in the cultural heritage of Egypt, particularly in Upper Egypt, because I did my master's degree in that area, and I was focusing particularly on Sohaj. That's why you will see that some of the artifacts that are exhibited here come from this particular place.
I understand. Actually, these are not your handicraft. These are samples of what you'll talk to us about. Is
Yes,
that, yes,
absolutely.
And now I'd like to start first by asking you about some of the main important elements that you'll be talking to us about today, because of course Egypt's cultural heritage is diverse.
Yes.
So what will be the focus points that you'll talk to us about?
The focal point that I would like to address
Yes.
in today's interview is the importance of Upper Egypt and Middle Egypt in particular in the big picture of Egypt's cultural heritage. If you look at all the advertising that's being done on Egypt abroad, whether on TV, in journals, in magazines, or in any other media, you'll find that they always focus on Pharaonic, absolutely, like you said. So Egypt, to us, when we sell it, we think that we are only selling the Pharaonic part of Egypt. Despite of the fact that most of the tourists that come to us from abroad to visit our Pharaonic sites know more about our Pharaonic sites than some of our guides themselves. And the other aspects of Egypt's heritage are absolutely, who's a colleague of mine at the Sorbonne, who said, I'm going to organize a trip of the Holy Family and start with the Egyptians. I will not even publicize it to the foreigners. I will start with the Egyptians. He was supposed to do it this month. last week he wrote on Facebook, I'm very sorry, I have been hampered with bureaucracy and I cannot do it. Maybe I'll be able to do it in March. The local authorities that have to give him the different permits are hampering this. Let me give you two figures and you judge for yourself. Lourdes in France is a place where a young girl called Bernadette had a vision of Saint Mary. And because of that vision, they built a basilica there, and it's now a major pilgrimage site in Europe. You know how many tourists come to Lourdes to visit that site, where Saint Mary only appeared to Bernadette? 8 million.
And Tivoli in Italy also.
8 million.
Yes, but
yes, in Italy, in Mexico, in Portugal, Fatima, 5 million people
right,
come
but the
every
security,
year.
because if we look at the path itself, coming from Pelusium and coming from first Beit La,
I have
then Pelusium,
yes.
going down to La Aish, and then going to Mataria, Old Cairo, then you have Maadi, and then they went down to Upper Egypt and came back. Some of these sites are not really well secured, and that needs a lot of
Let me tell you,
doctor.
among the hypotheses that I have tested in my thesis, whether security is one of the reasons why tourists are not coming to Suez. And I have proven conclusively that security is not a reason.
I was going to say that.
Security is not a reason.
No, but you have to take security permits. Like if you're going to do, because it starts from the Sinai. So if you really do a program itself,
but let me tell you,
then you have to do
something.
We call the tourism police and other types of
that's the bureaucracy I'm talking about. But what I'm trying to tell you is the communities around the Red Monastery, for instance, and the community around the White Monastery and the other 27 or so monasteries in Suez would die to have tourists come to them, because the coming of tourists to these places, first of all, the tourist who is a spiritual tourist spends money. He's not like some of our tourists who do not spend a single penny other than the money they pay in the country.
Also doesn't have a certain season.
Yes, but the people who come for spiritual purposes are willing to spend, are willing to spend money to buy memorabilia from the places they're going to visit.
Just like in Italy, in Vatican. But
exactly like in Italy, in Vatican.
There are some companies which hold it, because I've done that before. If she had booked it through a tour company, she could have got it all done, because then they do all these legislative.
Let me give you a single figure. Saint Bishoy, Al-Amba Bishoy in Wadi Natrun, which is the most famous in Egypt. You know how many people visited per year according to the ARC statistics? 100,000 per year. Lourdes is visited by 8 million. When you talk about a place like Deir al-Muharraq in Asyut, you are talking about a place where the Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ stayed for 6 months. You're not talking about an apparition of Saint Mary. You are talking about a place where they actually sat and lived for 6 months. People would die to come.
Right, Mr. Mohamed Hosny, researcher of cultural heritage, would like to thank you very much and wish you the best of luck with all your endeavors.
Thank you very much.
And I guess we're going to move on to another festival, which is the annual Arab Music Festival, and in particular a concert that was held, and of course the singer Asala gave beautiful songs, one of her best songs, and we're going to go there. And of course, Dina Houeda is going to bring us the whole report.
Yes, indeed.
Every November and every year, the Cairo Opera House hosts a very important festival, which is the Arab Music Festival, and running for 2 weeks between the 31st of October and the 13th of November. The 25th edition of Egypt's Arab Music Festival has concluded its activities after hosting over 50 musicians from Arab countries with the iconic singer Asala.
النهارده الختام طبعا وختام ومسك طبعا معانا الفنانه الكبيره أصالة.
Today, as you know, is the closing ceremony for the festival in its 25th edition. So we have the great singer Asala, who I thank her through Nile TV, and the daughter of the Cairo Opera House, the singer Mayi Farouk, who has an authentic Egyptian voice. So they will both sing in this closing ceremony. The great star and singer Asala has performed a combined by orchestra by Maestro Saeed Kamel on the Grand Theatre in the Cairo Opera House during the closing activities of the 25th edition of Egypt's Arabic Music Festival, singing her famous songs سؤال بسيط, ملهمته الوحيدة, and شاغل بالي in the presence of a large number of fans.
كلنا عشنا على مدار 14 يوم حفلات مهرجان الموسيقى العربية.
Of course, we have enjoyed 14 days full of performances in the Arabic Musical Festival, not only in the Cairo Opera House, but also in performances in the Manhour and Alexandria opera houses, as well as the Arabic Music Institute, which is one of the main theaters inside the opera. This year, the festival stayed for 14 days, although the past years, the festival was only 10 days. But this year, we have a big number of performances. Dr. Ines Abdeldaim has announced that for the next year, the festival will be 3 weeks, and of course, this is an improvement for the Arabic Musical Festival. The Arab Musical Festival is a very popular festival that hosts Arab singers and artists every year and gather Arabs from all over the world to enjoy music and other cultures. Dina Hwaidak, Nile TV International.
Welcome back, and still from the Cairo Opera House, not only that is witnessing a prominent festival like the 38th Cairo International Film Festival, but also another important festival, which is the annual Arab Music Festival that was exhibited over here and hosted a lot of vocal cords, very, very talented vocal cords, Egyptians and Arabs and international singers also in the Arab music. And right now we have with us Ibrahim Farouk. He is a singer, he has a great vocal cords, and he's going to sing to us some of the songs that he has been playing in the Arab Music Festival inside the Cairo Opera House. زي حضرتك.
Welcome with us, and would you please tell us more about the songs itself? ممكن تكلمنا، ممكن تبتدي تغني معانا بقى. We asked him if he'd start singing. هيبقى أول غنوة إيه؟ Okay. And his first song will be called والنبي يا جميل, Oh Please You Beautiful One.
فبالله يا له لا تنقضي لأن الحبيب 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 علينا 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 لأن الحبيب علينا 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 والنبي يا جميل حسن عني هواك أنا قلب عظيم ودواه وياك والنبي يا جميل يا جميل يا جميل والنبي يا جميل يا جميل يا جميل حور عني هواك والنبي يا جميل يا جميل
حضرتك هتدخل في اغنيه تانية تغني لنا اغنيه تانية بس نعرف اسمها.
سحب رمشو.
سحب رمشو. Okay.
Mohamed Andil.
Mohamed Andil. Of course, as you all know, that Mohamed Andil was a very popular Egyptian singer, also composer, and he wrote some lyrics for his songs and for other singers. Now this is one of the classical songs, and Ibrahim Farouk is going to be replaying it again, re-singing it again in his own vocal cords.
And it's called Sahab Rimsho, which means that his eyelashes, he looked at me with his eyelashes.
And, right, and let me take this opportunity also, because we're running out of time, to say goodbye to our viewers, because it's time to pack and go. And let me draw to your attention that we will be coming to you live again from the Cairo Opera House next week, so don't forget to join us. And we will be continuing with Ibrahim Farouk and a lot of more beautiful songs that he's going to be singing for us. So don't you go away until we leave.
And make sure to follow us on our social media. So you'll find it on Nile Cruise on Nile TV. We are on Facebook. So make sure to join us also on our social media. And I'd like to thank my colleague. Thank you very much, Nina.
My pleasure, Rasha. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank you all. And we're leaving you with the song Sahab Rimsho.
نسيت أعمل لقلبك وقلبي دار